Hi everyone, welcome back to Sun Hunter 4. Here we are on our weekly patrol log as the sun is going down just over here. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. We're here with our new command, USS Balao. And we've been patrolling in various sectors for quite some time now. Let me just bring you up our
around the
roster.
island of
The only
Balao.
thing worth mentioning is that we sunk a crab boat for 200 tons, but
Around the
wasn't
islands
much
of Balao.
to write home about. But since you left us, we've patrolled for 5 days.
Around the island of Balao.
5 days, and we did north of the island as well for another 5 days, and we saw nothing apart from that crab boat. So what we've done, we've sailed back down to where we had the contacts previously on our first patrol zone, and we're sailing down here now. Let's pick up the pace a bit. Because what we do have over here is a radar contact, and it's quite a big radar contact. It looks like a convoy or a task group. So it's heading east-southeast. There we go. 316. It's over here. Oh, there you go. You can start to make out just there the top structure, superstructure of a ship. Quite a large ship, or it must be actually, because it's a distance. So that could be. We're talking maybe a capital ship over there. So we're racing. We are now anyway, to get ahead of them and set up an ambush and see if we can start this patrol finally with a bit of action. Okay, so a bit of time has passed, and look, there's what looks to be like a destroyer, an escort ship, then a large tanker-like ship. I'm not sure what that is. Again, could be a large tanker, I suppose. Is that a carrier? That could be an aircraft carrier, you know. Or another tanker. I can't quite make out. The reflection thing on the water is throwing me off. Then we got what looks to be maybe a merchant ship. Another tanker. So, yeah, we definitely got a small escort vessel up front, but then there looks to be 3 or 4 tankers. And this, which could be a carrier. Now that would be amazing. So yeah, we're still racing. Let's see, the sun's gone down now. Pretty much. So we're going into the hours of darkness, which will suit us perfectly. But yeah, if we can get ahead of them, get up a good ambush, and we can strike as hard as we can. In the torpedo tubes, we have, in tubes 1 and 2, we have the Mark 18 torpedo. The newer version. See how we get on with that. It became the most successful torpedoes of the war, so I'm expecting great things from it. So we've got the new torpedo, Mark 18 torpedo in 1, 2 and 5, and in 3, 4 and 6 we've got the old Mark 14 torpedo, which has been troublesome in the past. Hopefully it's going to be fine. And then we've got a reserve of, what we've got, 3, 6, 8 Mark 14s for the forward tubes. In the rear tubes we've got 3 Mark 14s plus a QT, and we've got 2 reserve Mark 14s in our reserves for the rear tubes. So yes, we'll blat on and try and get ahead of these ships. Okay, we're ahead of them. There is the lead escort ship, and there's a tanker there, what we think could be the carrier. Tanker, and that looks like a cruiser of some description. Let's start to slow down. We're getting into a good position now. Where is the outlying escort vessel? There should be one over here, which I don't see, which is the Worry. Okay, that is a concern. There is somewhere an escort ship there, I think. So yeah, we are setting up nicely for an ambush. Fingers crossed. We'll keep an eye on what that Well, that cruiser is. Let's have a look. We'll go from light cruiser, so we'll start this way and work our way through the destroyers. It's got very large bridge section and kind of aft superstructure as well. So let's... It could be that, couldn't it? It could be a light cruiser Tenryu class. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that for the beginning. Oh, let's lock that in first. Can we lock it on? Let's get that locked in. Right. Right, so we've got the Tenryu class there. We've got what we think is a a carrier here. Now I don't see any bridge, so it could be that. It could be an escort Shoho class. So if we lock onto that, and we'll start. These are the two targets we want to get. Obviously, the tankers are very tempting as well, so it's definitely something we can hopefully, if the escorts is not too fierce, we can continue to persecute for a while and try and get as much as we can. Right, one of the things, what is the... Let's get that locked on again. It's quite a distance at the moment. 9,800 yards, right. The Mark 18 torpedoes have a range of 4,000 yards, so we need to get a bit closer to make sure these new torpedoes are able to hit their mark. Okay, here they are then. We've closed in quite considerably. Just chancing a look up now. We are undetected at the moment, which is grand. Right, so leading the way, there is a carrier. There is these could be those whaling factory ships, couldn't they? And there's that light cruiser. So we're going to target the carrier. Tubes 1, 3, 5. Open. Actually, open all tubes. Range 3,300 meters. Angle of bow. It's coming about there for the moment. We will get that confirmed. We've clocked them doing 8.5 knots. So that is what we'll lock in there. Okay. We've got a bit of a... We've got a that outlying escort ship. She's coming in. There she is. So we need to go... There's not a great angle, but we're going to try and get these torpedoes away quickly. We're just waiting for the ship here to clear the route to the carrier. We're going to launch 3 torpedoes at the carrier, 3 torpedoes at the cruiser, and we're going to dive for the depths. Come on, move, move, move. Right, tube 1, 3, and 5, fire.
Firing tube 1. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Right, switching attention to the cruiser. Right, tubes 2, 4, and 6, fire.
Firing tube 2. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Passing thermal layer.
So there we go. We've had a little bit of misfortune due to the angle, obviously, we had to fire the torpedoes at. What we feared that might happen, one of the tankers, or whatever they are, was in the way of the trajectory for the torpedoes to hit the carrier. So it looks like we've wiped out that tanker, no problems at all, and we've got some good hits on the light cruiser as well. I'm not sure if she's... Oh, she's gone. Okay, so it was a whale factory ship for 17,958 tons who ran some interference and suffered the ultimate price. But the light cruiser is actually gone. It's a Katori class. I think we identified it wrong, but yeah, light cruiser, 6,300 tons. Okay, that was our target. That wasn't. So the carrier's still there. There's still escort ships. And there's still a couple more of those whale ships, which are very juicy, and we may well look to turn around and pursue this group and see if we can have further attacks. The crew are currently reloading the torpedoes now, but the initiative is gone for now. So we need to get clear of these escort ships for one. That sounds like a ship exploding rather than depth charges. So we need to get away from this group for one, and then surface the boat and get ahead of them once again with full torpedo tubes reloaded, and then we can have another go. Come up to try and fire tube 9, which is the cutie, and we're trying to see if we can get one of these escorts sunk as well. Oh, and ping goes everything again. But we got the escort carrier with our little cutie torpedo. A Monmi class for 1,020 tons. So that leaves, I think, 2 more escorts ships. We're diving again. Crikey. I think that's the destroyer's depth charges blowing up as she goes down. So 2 more escort ships. This will certainly help us if we want to start picking off some other ships further down the line. If we can survive their, obviously, inevitable counterattack at the moment. So we're heading down deep. And then we're going to try and break away, get in front of them again, and set up another ambush.
Yes, sir. Back slow. Yes, sir.
Okay, a little bit of time has gone by. We've managed to survive the depth charge runs from a couple of the destroyers, and it would seem the rest of the escorts, who were obviously on the far side and behind the group, have come to engage and try and hunt us down. I think we counted 3 or potentially 4 escorts still remaining, so it's not just the 2 I hoped it would be. No, I was thinking about it, a light cruiser and a carrier, plus some very heavy whale factory ships. Yeah, they were always going to have a bit more of an escort, weren't they? So, But we've just got the brew on, just got a cup of coffee going. We seem to be out of the clear, well, out of the danger for the most part. We're just sneaking away north, away from the contacts, where we'll surface the boat and try and get ahead and predict where they'll go. This is always the tricky bit. Get moving away so they can't detect you, where you can just about keep them in range for the radar when you're on the surface, and then predict where they're going to go. Of course, they can do course changes at any time, so it's always a bit tricky. You can sail off and set yourself up for an ambush where you believe they're going to come, and they just never arrive, and then you lose contact, and that's it. That is the danger, but we could pop up and maybe try and have a long-range snipe at some of the rear merchant ships leaving the area, but it will just bring the escorts down on us again. Much better to try and take the risk, move away, surface, get ahead of them, and set up for another ambush where we can attack, a couple of ships simultaneously and then dive away. Obviously the carrier being one, and obviously another whale ship would be ideal as the secondary. But for now, another torpedo tube ready, good. We're just going to continue on and move away, and hopefully be able to surface and, as I say, move on into that ambush position. Okay, a little bit of time later, we have surfaced, we've raced ahead of them, and there we are, we've managed to keep contact with them. So we've got a whale factory ship there, the carrier, and then another whale factory ship. No idea where the escorts are, they're probably in and amongst them. So, yeah, we've re-established contact, which is the important thing. Now we'll maneuver to try and get into a good position. As you can see, all tubes are reloaded. 6 forward firing with the Mark 14, and also 4 Mark 14s in the rear tubes. That's all we've got left. Definitely going to take a few more QTs in the future, I think. They're just so invaluable, especially just to get either an escort off your back, or maybe, if nothing else, just to occupy them for 5 minutes as they try and evade it. So, yeah. Good stuff. We've relocated them. Now let's try this again and see if we can have another ambush. Okay, we are, what we believe, in a good position. They should be literally here. And they're not too far away. There they are. There's the carrier. Perfect. And there is one of the whaling ships. Right, target the carrier. Is it still locked on? No, we still don't have the... let's quickly find that. Whilst doing that, let me find it, and then we'll pop up, and here's the one without any bridge tower. Oh. Is it an escort carrier? Ah, here we go. I think it's this one, isn't it? I think it's the escort carrier Shohu. Yeah, I think so. Lock that on. Good. Right. Bring that down. We know they're doing about 8.5 knots. That's still in there. Good. Didn't need to do that. Range is very close indeed. 2,400 meters. Angle of bow is 69 giggity. About there. Right, tubes 1, 3, and 5 open. Tube 2 also open. Right. Fire.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Right, let's not waste time. Lock onto this. Range. Right, tubes 4 and 6. Fire.
Tube 4.
Okay, good hits, good hits. Confirmation. A large tanker has been sunk, so it wasn't another whale factory ship, but a large tanker, 14,814 tons. But the prize, an escort carrier, Shoho, class 12,200 tons. Right, that means all those escort ships, 4 of them or whatever it is, are now going to be descending on our location. We are diving down. And we're moving actually towards the ships that are sinking to try and hide in the shadow of their sonar contacts as they sink. So yes, we are full on survival mode, going down quiet and deep. Oh, and there we go. Some fresh air at last. We've been basically under the waves pretty much all night, apart from the charge when we had to try and get back in front of that convoy. The sun's coming up. It's looking beautiful. Yeah, and we're probably going to leave it there. The destroyers and the ships have sailed off somewhere over there. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult to try and get ahead on the surface during daylight hours. Easier during the night time. But I think we sunk the prize. I think we left 1 tanker, or maybe 2 tankers, and a merchant ship, plus 5, I think the 4 remaining escort ships. So the risk against reward is diminishing there. But we're happy with what we've done today. We got a crab boat. Well, started the patrol when we were desperate to find anything. For 10 days we saw nothing but a crab boat. But then we stumbled upon that task group. We sunk a factory ship, a whale factory ship, for 17, almost 18,000 tons. We sunk the light cruiser, an anti-submarine light cruiser, Katori class, for 6,300 tons. We then sunk an escort destroyer, Momi, for 1,020 tons. Then a large tanker for 14, almost 15,000 tons. And at the end, the escort carrier Shohu for 12,200 tons. So that is a good return for today's weekly patrol log. Armament-wise, we are running low. We've got 2 forward torpedoes and we've got 5 for the rear. So we're going to start heading back towards port. We're looking out for targets as we go. So we'll leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you continue to enjoy the adventures of, well, our new command, USS Balao. And she starts flexing her muscles out here in the Bismarck and the Java Seas. So yeah, it's all South China Sea. It's all going quite well for us at the moment, but that can quickly change, as you well know. But we'll leave it there. Thanks so much. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.